You think you're on a spiritual path. You meditate, you read the books, you try to be a good person. But how sincere is your devotion, really? A poor, humble fruit seller once faced a single simple test from Lord Krishna that revealed the absolute truth about her heart. Could you pass it? Your spiritual awakening will not be tested in a grand ceremony or on a sacred pilgrimage. It will be tested in a mundane moment, in a simple transaction, in an unexpected encounter that seems utterly insignificant. This is where the truth of your spiritual practice is laid bare. The little-known story of Krishna and the fruit seller is a profound lesson that bypasses the intellect and speaks directly to the soul. It will show you with perfect clarity where you truly stand on your spiritual journey and reveal the one quality that matters more than any other. Forget what you know. Forget the complex philosophies and the rigid rituals. The path to the divine is simpler and yet more demanding than you can imagine. The woman's name is lost to history. She was just one of the many villagers in Vrindavan. She was poor, uneducated, and her days were spent carrying a heavy basket of fruit on her head, walking the dusty paths and calling out, "Fruits for sale, sweet fruits." Her life was one of hardship and toil. But her heart was filled with an ocean of love for the small, captivating boy of the village, Krishna. She had heard stories of his divine nature, and her only desire was to see him, to meet him, and to offer him the best of her fruits. One day, as she was making her rounds, she saw him, the young Krishna, a small child, came running out of his house. He had heard her call and wanted some of her fruit, but he had a problem. He didn't have any money. So he ran back inside and returned holding a few tiny grains of rice in his small, cupped hands. This was all he had to offer. He toddled up to the fruit seller and held out his hands, offering his few grains of rice in exchange for her fruit. This is the moment of the test. It is a test of sincerity over transaction. The spiritual path is not a business deal. You cannot bargain with the divine. You cannot say, "I will give you this much prayer, this much charity, and in return, you must give me what I want." The fruit seller was a businesswoman. By any worldly logic, this was a terrible deal. A few grains of rice for a basket of valuable fruit? It was absurd. Her rational mind, the part of her concerned with profit and loss, could have easily scoffed and sent the child away. This is the test you face every day. You are asked to give your time, your energy, your love, without any guarantee of a return. You are asked to be kind to someone who can offer you nothing. You are asked to forgive someone who doesn't deserve it. Your transactional mind says, "What's in it for me?" But your devotional heart, the part of you that loves for the sake of loving, sees things differently. The fruit seller did not see a bad business deal. She saw Krishna. Her heart melted. The sight of this beautiful divine child offering everything he had with such innocence overwhelmed her with love. She forgot about her business, her poverty, her struggles. She was completely captivated by the act of giving. With tears of love streaming down her face, she knelt and filled his small hands with as much fruit as they could possibly hold. She gave him the best of what she had, freely, joyfully, with no thought of a return. She passed the test. Most of the fruit fell to the ground, but Krishna was delighted. He took the few pieces he could hold and ran back into his house, happy with his purchase. The fruit seller her heart overflowing with the bliss of the encounter, picked up her now empty basket to leave. She had given away almost all her merchandise for nothing. By worldly standards, her day was a disaster. But as she lifted the basket, she found it was strangely heavy. She looked inside and her eyes widened in astonishment. The basket, which had held simple fruit just moments before, was now filled to the brim with priceless jewels and precious gems. This is the second part of the lesson. Divine reciprocation is exponential. You may offer the divine your few small grains of rice, your sincere but imperfect prayers, your small acts of kindness, your moments of selfless service. What you get in return is not a one-to-one transaction. The universe repays your sincerity 1,000,000 times over. It doesn't just replace what you gave, it transforms it. It takes your simple fruit and turns it into eternal treasures. The jewels were not just material wealth. They were a symbol of the spiritual riches she had earned through her pure, unconditional act of giving. She didn't give to get the jewels. She got the jewels because she gave with no expectation of getting anything at all. The ultimate reveal is this: your spiritual sincerity is measured in moments like these. It is not about how many scriptures you can quote or how long you can meditate. It is about what you do when the divine child comes to you with a few grains of rice. Do you calculate? Do you hesitate? Do you ask, "What's in it for me?" Or does your heart melt? Do you give freely, joyfully, holding her nothing back? This is the only test that matters. The universe of it constantly testing you in small, seemingly insignificant ways. The homeless person asking for change. The co-worker needing help on a project when you're busy. The family member who needs a listening ear when you're tired. These are all Krishna, holding out a few grains of rice. They are opportunities to prove the sincerity of your heart. Look at your life. Where are you being transactional with your love, with your kindness? Where are you holding back, waiting for a better offer? The path to a basket full of jewels is through giving away your fruit for free. It is a path of radical, unconditional, and joyful giving. That is the secret of true devotion. That is the essence of a real spiritual awakening. If you are ready to move beyond a transactional relationship with the divine and cultivate a heart of pure, selfless love, follow our channel. Your greatest treasure awaits.